Hi guys, welcome to Charities Papa USA, your #1 channel. I hope that you're doing fine. I just want to do a quick video regarding like our safety and how we are taking care of ourselves. But first of all, I want to thank my subscribers. Guys, you're awesome, awesome, awesome. We only have 200 subscribers remaining for us to go to 3,000, and I know that you guys are going to help me to get there. I also want to welcome everybody who is new to this channel. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe to my channel. Now, I also I have another group that I am gonna talk about. I also want to talk about my haters. Continue hating my channel, but that doesn't stop me from going on with what I am doing, because I know that I am here for a purpose. And I know that I know the reason why I started this YouTube channel. So when you're making that bad comment, I just know that you are not going to stop me from what I am doing, because for me, the sky is always the limit. And sometimes I just read comments. I'm like, whoa, this one. Why don't you maybe even start your own YouTube channel and we see how you're gonna do, instead of bad mouthing other people. That's a trend with Kenyans. Because and like I was watching this girl. Actually, she's not. She's married. She just produced a song, and every Kenyan is against that. There is freedom of expression, huh? Freedom of expression to do whatever you want to do. But you find that there will always be people who want to drag you down, to drag you down, to drag you down. But the motto is, even if you have those people, because they will always be there, continue soaring, continue doing what you're doing, because if you stop, then you give them a chance to talk about something else. But if you go on, you find that they get tired and you move on. So let me move away from that. So today I want to talk about our safety. Because as a healthcare worker, I am a healthcare worker. I tell you guys that I am a nurse. But before that, let me tell you my name. My name is Charity Nganga, for those who do not know me. And this is my YouTube channel. I talk about ways of coming to the US, because I came here with a DV lottery, and I won it for the first time. And that is why I like to talk about US. But today I want to talk about ourselves, as an individual self. And being a healthcare worker, I think if I did not talk about this, then I would be missing out on something. So we have had times when the whole world was closed down because of COVID-19. And it was bad, guys. It was bad because even when the country was closed down, I was still going to work to take care of my patients. And there is no one day that I missed to go to work. And I remember just being on the bedside, seeing a patient. They are by themselves, and the family cannot come to see them because at that time is when COVID had just come in, and they did not know much about COVID, so there was a lot of isolation. And guys, it's sad, to see that right now we have a vaccine, and people have refused. People are refusing to be vaccinated. Some of them are giving reasons, others are giving reasons that are not so valid, others are giving reasons that are like, you're just like, really? So that is why I am here. I want to talk about that issue, because of course, yesterday, the previous day, they announced that there's another new variant. Of course, we have the Delta variant, we have the Omicron variant that came in. So we have all these variances that are coming in, and you find that, especially that one that is very new, that started in South Africa, it has 50 different variants. So that means that if you have that virus, if you put 50 people together, and you can have 50 people with different types of variants of that one, and they do not know how to treat that. They do not know, like they haven't gotten like the real solution on how to tackle that one. So I want to talk to you who does not want to be vaccinated, because you find that working with patients, working with people, and people are oriented to have their family members close. People are oriented to have friends close to them, especially maybe when you're sick, especially maybe even in your last days. You find that I've seen something different here in the US. You find that when someone is dying or at their last days, the best way to send off that person is when the family is around. Most people, even in the hospital, even where I work, you find that it is always good for the family to be there. I know that in the African setting, sometimes it doesn't happen like that, because maybe the person who dies, and people do not know if that person was ready to die or whatever. And I'm saying this because my dad died. My dad died. Close to 2.5 years ago, because I remember when he was dying is when I was having my last born baby. So when he died, I remember my mother telling me that she took him to the hospital. He was admitted, and then he was supposed to go and see him the next day. But the doctors were not telling her that he was going to die. But you find that it's a little bit different here in the US, because you find that when someone is dying, you know, the nurses know, the family knows, and they are informed of that person is on the last stage, and of course that person is on our whatever, on comfort care, whereby we check on them. They are returned, and so many things. You take care of them, and you even wipe their mouth. You even maybe just even swab their mouth, just take care of them the best way that you can on those last days. But you find that in Africa sometimes it doesn't happen like that. So I remember my mother going back to the hospital the next day, and then the way to find, in an African setting, the way to find out that a person has died, especially when they're in the hospital, is you find that the bed is empty, or you find that the space that their bed was on is not there. But you find that I've learned so much when being a nurse here in the US, that when a person is dying, like most of the time the family is there, and they talk like they talk to the patient, even if the patient cannot hear. They still continue talking to them, because normally in nursing school we are told that even if a person is not responding, they can hear your voice, because they know your voice. So you find that at that time, when there was a lockdown, there was no family member to be there. People were dying, and the family members could not see them, because they did not know much about COVID. And then the masking came. But there's this one thing that I really do not like, and I have a mask here so that I can show you guys. Like, you find that someone has a mask. They have a mask, but this mask, what they want to do is that they want to put on this mask, and they want to put it on like this. They want to put it on like this, and like that, and that is how they want to stay with, because they're saying that they cannot breathe properly, or whatever reason that they are giving. You find that when you put on your mask like this doesn't help. This is better that you don't have anything. You know what I mean? Because what's the point of you're putting on a mask like that, and you're pretending that you are a mask, and you're breathing all this air, you're breathing all in these people, and you find that most people have not been vaccinated, most people have refused, and you find that actually it's funny. Even where I work, you find that the people who have not been vaccinated are the ones who do not like wearing the mask, and I don't know why. They're just defiant. So you find that when you do not wear a mask, or when you wear your mask incorrectly, you find that you are putting yourself at risk. Because you might say that I will get COVID and then I will recover. But then you find that there are after effects of COVID. There are after effects of COVID. I like to follow about the people who have had COVID. You find that some of them say that they don't feel the way they were feeling before. Some of them say that their taste it changed. Some of them say that they get tired easily. So there's always something that happened to your lungs when you got COVID, and it is not going to be the same. You're not going to be the same person that you were before you had COVID. You find that, and I like, coming from Kenya, Kenya is dear to my heart, even if I'm an American citizen. I'm just looking at all these gatherings that are left and right. Everybody is going to gatherings, they're going to funerals. Even, can you imagine, someone has died of COVID, and people are going to that funeral, and they're not even wearing a mask. It has become like masks are a thing of the past. Nobody is wearing a mask. So, and then you left and right, you're hearing that this person has died, this person has died, this person has died, this young person has died. And then you're like, oh my gosh, these people are dying of COVID. But people, I don't know if people are clueless or people are ignorant or what's going on. You find that people just do not want to wear masks, which is very wrong. Huh? It's very, very wrong. Others, you find that little babies and old people, especially above 65, those people are very vulnerable. And you find that people are going to visit them. You are going to visit an elderly person and you don't even have the audacity to wear a mask. So that means that you can transmit that because it is not written over here that you have COVID. No, you can have COVID and you don't have any symptoms. You don't have any symptoms, and that is how the disease is spreading. So unless we start practicing responsibility, that you are responsible, you want to take care of yourself. When a person puts on a mask like this, it's like, when HIV came out, people are so scared and whatever. And other people are very careless. It's like it's like having sex without a condom. That's what I would say. And you do you expect not to get an STD? Do you expect not to get HIV or whatever if you do not protect yourself? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And it looks like this COVID is gonna mutate to so many different variants that we won't even be able to know like what's going on. Now, I was looking at the map. I was looking at the map of the countries that have been stopped from coming to the US because of that. But you find South Africa is there, and all the neighboring countries that are there. And you know what I was thinking? And I am going to share with you this screen over here just to show you just a little bit, about where you are in Kenya, or where you are in in Africa, to see. Now, if you look at this map here, you find that I'm gonna go all the way up here, up to Malawi. Look, Malawi is here and it's red, and here is Tanzania, and this is Kenya. This is Uganda. So look at this. Look at how close we are to these countries that are in red. These countries that are in red, these ones have been banned from coming to the US. Although the president said that it is not that Omicron is it's a concern, but it is not a cause for panic. But what I'm looking at is this is Malawi, and this is there, and this is Tanzania here, and this is Kenya. Look at how close we are to these countries and how close we are to get this disease. But how can we prevent them ourselves? How can we contain ourselves not to get this disease? That should be the thing. Because I remember even US being closed from outside the countries, we even exercised even inside. You find that even in the hospitals that we were working in, even in the nursing homes that we were working in, they were closed. You find that buildings have so many doors, but all the doors were closed. We would only enter through one door. We would enter through one door, and there would be a receptionist there to ensure that you have washed your hands and you have put on your mask, and you have put on your mask correctly. Actually, to an extent that people were being written up. Being written up is being given a warning if you do not wear a mask. And why was that happening? So that we could be able to curb the disease, so that the rates could become low. But you find that when I look at most things that are happening in Africa, nobody is wearing a mask. Oh, COVID is a thing of the past. People have forgotten about it. But look, we have another new variant that has come in. We do not want to go back to where we were. And that is why everybody has been encouraged to be vaccinated. Like, I was looking at my vaccine. I got my vaccine in January. So that means that I must get my boost, because according to the CDC, they say that if you got your vaccine before July, you must get your boost. You must be getting your boost right now, because when you get the boost, you are increasing your antibodies. That means even if you get that disease, it is not going to affect you so much. Because I've also seen people who are getting infected by COVID even if they have the vaccine. But their cases are not that bad than maybe someone who was not vaccinated, who refused, would refuse to get vaccinated, and they got COVID. So what am I saying here? I am saying that we should be responsible, because I've also seen people who have refused to be vaccinated, and then on their deathbed, when they are dying, is when they are calling a press conference or whatever, going to a YouTube channel and saying that they wish that they had done otherwise. When you are on a ventilator, when you cannot breathe, when you have to be turned upside down so that your lungs can get some air, that is when you are saying, I wish I was vaccinated. Why do we want to go there? And you find that the African setting is different. It's very different because it's not like here in the US. Here in the US, there's a lot of the medical care is a little bit different. You find that I'm going to talk about Kenya because I was there. You find that some for you to access healthcare, in some hospitals, you have to go and pay first. You pay first before you are treated. And of course, the facilities are not so big, and sometimes even they don't have the manpower to even have temporary places when they can treat people. I know here in the US, they would just go and just erect a shed somewhere and have all the medical equipment, and people would be admitted there, and it would be a hospital. Especially in New York, they would do that. You find that in the African countries, not all African countries are able to do that. They are not able to do that. But you find that a person has refused completely, and this, the COVID vaccine, I know it's free everywhere. It's free everywhere. So you have totally refused to be vaccinated. You have refused even your wife to be vaccinated. You have refused your children to be vaccinated. And now we have a new variant here with us that has come in that has 50 different it's presenting itself in 50 different kinds, and then you're still there stuck that you are not going to get vaccinated. How does that even work? Because for me, I don't understand how that works. What I can say is that as a healthcare provider, it's a high time that you go get the vaccine. Go get that vaccine. Because unless you have medical reasons. There was a person who told me that the COVID vaccine was meant to eliminate some kind of people. I was like, what? Like, really? Like some people just give you like a lame reason. Like, you're like, no, it's not even scientifically. I know there's some people who are arguing about it scientifically, which is still okay. But you find that even if you are arguing and you're blocking it and whatever, when you get sick, it's when you know the moment, when you know the moment, like, oh my God, I wish I had gotten the vaccination. Maybe something would have changed. So it's a high time. You who has not been vaccinated, I am talking to you. Go get your vaccine. It's very important that you go and get your vaccine, because without the vaccine, and I just like the way, like, there are those sanctions that at this time you cannot go to work. If you're not vaccinated, you will leave. You are not going to work in that place. Why? Because you have refused. Then you will be a danger to the other patients. You will be a danger to the other people, so they'll get rid of you if you do not want to be vaccinated. And I like the way even the CS in Kenya, the Minister of Health in Kenya, I think, and the Minister of Tourism, they said that you cannot have any public access if you are not vaccinated. Those are the sanctions that should be put to people. Why? Because we do not want to take the whole world into the knees. Back to where everything was locked. You could not even go to the store because you were so scared. And it was so scary even to go to work. Even to go to work was very scary, because today you'll have this patient, and then the next minute you would test them. Because they started having symptoms. Some of them did not even have symptoms of coughing or whatever. Some of them would just start throwing up, and some of them would just start having diarrhea. You call the doctor, you get an order, you test that person is positive. So how scary can that be? How scary can that be? It can be like, how scary, like you're there, you are on the front line, you're taking care of a patient, and you do not know which one is going to test positive, which one is going to test positive. And then you just refuse. You just don't want to do it. So I don't know if I can call it ignorance or what I can call it. But what I can say is that as a healthcare provider, as someone who has seen anguish, someone who has watched a parent dying, and the daughter is on the window. There is a glass window in between them. There's a glass window. You cannot go next to your mother to go and say a goodbye. You can only say goodbye on a glass window, or you can only say goodbye on FaceTime. Do you know how sad that is? It is so sad that we don't want to go back there. We don't want to go back there. So when you're putting on your mask, cover your nose I don't know why you do not want to cover your nose. Put on your mask and cover your nose. Put on your mask properly and cover your nose. Cover your nose like that. It doesn't matter. You'll be uncomfortable a little bit and you'll be fine. You'll be okay. But this is very important. Washing your hands is very important. Don't shake hands with people. Don't shake hands with people. If you have to, whatever, just wave. Don't shake hands. Just don't shake hands with people. That just do not, because you don't know if that person has washed their hands. You don't know wherever they were. Just do not shake hands with people, because when you shake hands, you transfer. Even I'm a Catholic, and even during mass, there's that part that people have to shake hands. That stopped. Why? Because when you shake hands, you are transmitting stuff. From one person to another. Stop hugging people. Why are you hugging them? And you do not know if that person has been vaccinated or they have not been vaccinated. So just say hi, stay 6 feet apart. I was looking at another gathering that was happening in Kenya. I was like, oh my gosh, these people they are clueless. It was in a barrio, and everybody was sitting together. They were just sitting together, and the no mask, others were wearing their mask below. I was like, oh my goodness. Like it just makes you even shudder to think, like, are those people, they are so ignorant, and I was watching a documentary like 100 years ago, before this COVID came. There was a disease that had come in, and those nurses who worked at those ages 100 years ago, they were covering their nose. When they were treating their patients, they were covering their nose. They didn't have something like a mask like this, but they had, a type of clothing that they were covering their nose. If that was 100 years ago, and those people had the knowledge to know, for me not to die, I have to cover my nose. Why don't you want to cover your nose? Why do you want to go home and visit your grandmother or your grandfather when you know that you have not been vaccinated, and you're going to visit them, you're going to sit with them? That is wrong. It is wrong. I think it is a high time the society as a whole, in the whole world, to sit down. That's an individual, whatever, sit down and think about what you're doing. How is it gonna affect you in future? How is it gonna affect your children? Because if I do not want to be vaccinated, then I am not going to take my kids to be vaccinated. That's how it runs. Of course, I will influence even my spouse not to be vaccinated, and that's what is happening. It is a high time that we shun that all that idea of saying whatever, the vaccination, it was too soon, whatever. Personally, I have so many allergies, like I cannot even count. So many that I even have to carry an EpiPen. But I got that vaccine. I got the first shot, I got the second one, and nothing happened to me. So guys, I did this video just for you person who has refused, go get your shot. Go get your shot. And if you want to immigrate to come and live here in the US, or you want to come and become a student, or whatever you want to come to do here in the US, you must get the vaccine. There is no whatever. You either get the vaccine or you don't get the visa. That's it. Or you don't get the visa. That is what the CDC said about immigrants. Whether you're a non-immigrant or whether you're an immigrant, you must get the vaccine. So guys, I just thought that it was good for me to do this video, because as a healthcare worker, and just be quiet, it doesn't reflect what I do. So guys, I just hope that you learn something from this. And until next time, please like this video, share it with your friends, and I will see you next time in another video. Thank you, and God bless you.